Alrighty, so I went to the Crystarium because, that was the hub, the main city for the Shadowbringers expansion, but there were no Hildebrand quests there. I tried Old Charlian, found a bunch of quests I want to do, like the Crystal from Beyond starts the Pandemonium raid series. A mission in Morduna starts another different raid, or at least a couple raids that I saw in the line. And then there are level 85 role quests in Radz-at-Han, which is where I am now. But when I teleported to Radz-at-Han, what did I find but the Sleeping Gentleman, level 90. So I'm going to have to switch to any of my hundreds, really. These don't give experience anyway, so I don't know. We'll see. Black Mage just rips through everything. Well, as does Pictomancer in a different fashion, but yeah, the Sleeping Gentleman, level 90, given to us by this excitable youth who bears a striking resemblance to the lalafell that was following Nashu in Kugane. But yeah, we're right next to the main Aetheryte. The Sleeping Gentleman. Yeah. Here we go. Wait, I know you. We met in Kugane. You're that stone-cold killer I asked to look after the love of my life. What's that look for? Surely you haven't forgotten me. You and me, we had a moment, a connection. Not like the one I've got with her, of course, but I know I left an impression. My option, yeah, I mean, I just did those quests, so yes, it's not like I'm 2 expansions away. This is 2 expansions after. Yeah. My options are the creepy little bastard who smells like cheese and followed Nashu to Kugane after stalking her over 5 years. Or, frankly, considering how many blows to the head I've taken, wow, I can't lose my voice, come on. I guess this is the last quest I'm doing. Frankly, considering how many blows to the head I've taken, I'm lucky I haven't forgotten my own name. The creepy little bastard who smells like cheese and followed Nashu to Kugane after stalking her over 5 years? For over 5 years? Hey, there's nothing creepy about my love. It's as pure as the pristine waters of a forest stream. Fair point about the cheese stink, though. But enough about me. This is about Miss Nashu. Ever since she got sucked into that weird portal back east, I've been scouring the world for any sign of her. I was this close to giving up, but then, huzzah! I found her here in Radz-at-Han. Normally I'd be happy to get back to playing the silent, invisible guardian, but she seems pretty distressed by the plight of her inspector friend. Sorry. He's here too, but laid up and showing no signs of waking anytime soon. My Nashu has been fashioning all sorts of medicines in hopes of rousing him, but to no avail. Last time he was basically a statue, frozen in a weird position, and was awoken by Nashu's bombs. I mean, I couldn't care less if he kicked the bucket, but I hate seeing her like this, and she's liable to work herself to death. So, what say you? Will you deliver my dearest Nashu from her plight? You'll find her over at the High Crucible, no doubt slaving over an alembic. And with that, I'll get back to cheering her on from the shadows. You too, I guess. Now go quickly, save my beloved. He goes running off and disappears. There is no teleport in that little area. Ninja dash. Ninja dash. Indeed, in this giant furnace that looks kind of like, I see some eyes up here, some weird shaped eyebrows of colored liquids going through tubes, a big belly. I don't know. Uh-oh, are these boobs? Nope, don't worry about it. Here's Nashu at a desk, pondering something, not nodding off for once. And that should do it. Now to take this medicine and... Cutscene. She turns to see me. Core, mercy! It feels like it's been forever, though definitely less than a year, I'm sure. What brings you to Radz-at-Han? Enjoying a spot of adventuring? Or perhaps... I explain why I'm here. Then you've heard. It's true. Inspector Hildebrand's gone into hibernation again. And, wait. You're giving me that look. The one that screams, what about the whole weird portal business? Alright, since you silently asked. So, back on the Ruby Sea, remember how Greg got doused with dew prism and was forced to whisk us all far away? In quotes. We have a fading to black. We see the portal with Greg, Hildy, and Enkidu and the alchemist. How that strange rift then opened up, which the inspector then got sucked up into, and how I followed him in after that? Yes, I do. It just happened. We have that flashback of her diving in, arms spread wide, joyously. Well, after that, we all ended up in this bizarre place. Couldn't tell up from down, left from right, and so we wandered, lost and confused. Fortunately, Greg came to his senses and explained that we were in the interspectorial rift, and then used the same trick to bring us home. That's rather simple. Greg himself stayed behind, though. Something about a score that he had to settle. Not sure what that was about, but hey, you know Greg. Anyway, we're back now, but the rub is that Inspector Hildebrand hasn't opened his eyes once. I know he needs his beauty sleep, but it's been an awfully long time, and we've got cases to solve. I've been trying my hand at apothecary stuff, seeing if I can't make something that'll get him up and moving, but nothing seems to work. I think on it. But I think we're making progress. Me and Mr. Chupacabra. That's definitely not the name, is it? But that's how it's spelled, Chupacabra. From the Shakshuka. From the Shak. So Sam H-A-K, Sam H-O-U-K-A. Shakshuka concern, that is. You remember Mr. Chupacabra, right? Got sucked into the rift along. No, that's not his name. Along with us? Former evil mastermind? Not so bad once you get to know him. Indeed, he joins us. I should have probably known. You know what? When were those released? The quests that I just did in Kugane, they were released in that expansion. So they already knew they were like 2 expansions from now we're gonna have Radz-at-Han. Anyway. Pleased I am to meet you once more, and under less compromising circumstances. If I may correct our mutual friend, I am Jubraka, J-U Bravo R-A Charlie A, chairman of the Sajatra concern. I glare at him a little bit. Your distrustful and somewhat bloodthirsty glare is not unwarranted, but in my defense, who among us has not contemplated enslaving the rich and powerful to bend the world to their whim? Ha ha, ahem. He's taken aback, scared a little bit. I pray you forgive me my poor joke, and allow me to assure you that after wandering the interdimensional rift for the sisters only know how long, I am a changed man. Naturally, I understand that words alone would not suffice to absolve me of my sins. Thus, since my return, I have operated a humble apothecary that caters to the needs of one and all. Furthermore, I made arrangements for Miss Nashu's workshop. Rest assured that I will spare no effort in helping her see Inspector Hildebrand awakened and returned to full health. And with that, if you would excuse me, I must see to other business. He gives a bow. Turns. Gives a creepy smile. And walks away. We can't see it, though. Isn't he the nicest ex-villain you've ever met? Oh, but that's right. I had just finished my latest medicine. I've got high hopes for this new recipe. High hopes. I suppose I ought to get a look at the Manderville man himself, or medicine might not do us any good. I suppose I ought to get a look at the Manderville man himself. By all means, the inspector is resting in a room up in Kama. Awake or asleep, I'm sure he'd enjoy your company. Let's go. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. We can take the teleport from the main aetheryte over to Kama. K-A Mary A. And, oh, okay, I guess wrong way. We see the creepy lalafell looking through the window. We go in the doors. Got a couple of the elephant people at a table chatting, going over books and stuff. I don't know. Pariga, Paul Arigha, is going through some shelves, dressers, whatever. Nashu is at the foot of a bed that Hildy is flat on his back, hands down on the bed, arms like just kind of straight down as normal would be. Just a regular coma kind of position. Isn't this room nice? Mr. Chupacabra's taking care of everything, even paid the rent in full. Ah, but I'm distracting you, aren't I? You need to concentrate while you examine the inspector, yes? Study the sleeping inspector, Hildebrand. You may move the camera, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's one of those things, okay. You can zoom in with the mouse, middle mouse button. Oh, I thought So, Hildebrand's face looks normal. Rugged features belie what is, at closer glance, the sensitive mien of a cultured gentleman. While he still breathes, he appears to be locked in a deep slumber. That's one of 3. His chest is rising and falling. Hildebrand's arm. Rippling muscles bespeak impressive strength, while smooth skin suggests that only on the rarest of occasions does the man resort to violence. Troublingly, his limbs are stiff and cool to the touch, as if the blood runs cold in his veins. Pelvis? No. Legs? Yeah. The exquisite buckles of the stylish footwear are a design unique to House Manderville. These shoes would almost certainly fetch a small fortune in the markets. Okay. Our inspection is complete. The inspector's condition is disturbingly reminiscent of the scions who were summoned to the first for a time. Oh. Interesting. Nashu's asleep, standing up as the cutscene continues. Almost falls, but wakes herself, looking around. Oh, finished already? Any theories as to what's wrong with the inspector? My options are, well, he's a soulless husk, which is less than ideal, or I suspect he may have been summoned to another reflection. Well, he's a soulless husk, which is less than ideal. I see. I mean, I don't, but that's what you're supposed to say at times like this. I know that much. How do we wake him up? I explain something to her. She cocks her head. Return his soul to his body? But where did it go? And what is it doing there? My options are, probably went to the first to become the Gentleman of Darkness, as you do, or I think it's gone to another world wholly unlike ours, but still slightly like ours, a world of contrasts. Probably went to the first to become the Gentleman of Darkness, as you do. I see. Right. So can you go there? I nod. Great. In that case, I'll leave the soul searching to you. I'm sure it goes without saying, but once you've arrived in this otherworldly world, look for a place that smells of mystery and intrigue, and chat with people there. That's standard agent of enquiry protocol. Oh, and since this is Inspector Hildebrand we're talking about, don't be surprised if you find him asleep, or having forgotten a thing or two. But not to worry, I've prepared my traditional medicine just in case. Don't hesitate to use it, and with that, do take care out there. She hands me the quote-unquote medicine, which could be a bomb. Now we go to the Crystarium. It would cost 1,059. I honestly don't remember how to get there. It was one of the things I had a problem with in that expansion. I did not know. You never really sort of kind of had to go to the other realms, or like the regular realms, unless you were crafting, I suppose, but I wasn't at that time. Anywho, we do want to go south. We're going to use the teleport to go to the Universal Musica Universalis markets. This is where I did my first ever role quests. I didn't know about them until then, and they're fun. And I've started the Tuliolal role quest, but now I've figured out, are there ones in Kugane that I've missed? I don't think so. I would have seen them. I think this is the first time they are. I think this expansion was the first time they existed, but I did find some at Radz-at-Han, like I said in the beginning of this video, level 85, so I'm going to do those 2. But I don't really have enough roles. I mean, they don't offer experience points, do they? Wait, yeah, they do. So, I don't know. Here's Glenard. Oh, I did finish the magical range DPS role for Tuliolal. I'm just waiting to level up a bunch of others to get up to the proper levels for stuff. Glenard is the barkeep here. Rogadin fella. Welcome back, friend. I'd offer you a pint, but my barman's sense tells me that's not why you're here. Cutscene. I explain why I'm here. So this friend of yours has gone missing. Sorry to hear that, but plenty of travelers pass through these parts. Could you describe the fellow to me? My options are Hume, burly, wears a monocle, well-meaning idiot. Or he was wearing a tattered suit, most like. Hume, burly, wears a monocle, well-meaning idiot. Yes, that sounds familiar. Mind you, I didn't see him myself, but I do believe one of our bounty hunters spied such a man when you were all battling that horde of spectral warriors. He points over to, or waves over to a lalafell with a big hammer on her back, it looks like. Oh, it's Giat. I forgot, when she was unmasked, I was thinking it was a he the whole time, because nobody ever said differently. But it's a dwarf, and in this realm, well, they call them dwarves in this realm. They look kind of like dwarves in this realm because they all wear a head armor that makes them look like a dwarf. They don't look like lalafell. Giat, come over here. Come here a moment. There's someone who wants to speak with you. Well, that's so. Make it quick. This shareling isn't going to drink itself. If it ain't Mercy, what brings you back to our neck of the woods? I explain. Now that you mention it, I did see someone like that back there on the battlefield after you ran off to do more hero work. At first, I thought he was going to attack me like the rest of the spirit whatsits, but no, he just stood there, striking a pose, trying to scare or seduce me. Damned if I could tell. She got rosy cheeks, brown hair, the big two-handed mace at her back. One hand is like the head of a hammer. Sorry, one side is the head of a hammer. The other side is kind of like the curved other end of the hammer, but there's just one spike. And it's a curved, like it kind of like a shark's fin kind of curve. And it's got some spikes around the middle. Still, he was glowing, and I wasn't about to take any chances. So I said, hey, piss off, ghost, and sent him packing. I'll figure out, actually, when I do her accent, it's always going to change, so pardon me. I suck at it. Did he die, you ask? Twitch, I say? What am I, a chirurgeon? Also, I've kept my mug waiting long enough. Good talk. And off she goes, out of the scene. Could it be the Warrior of Darkness, says somebody. We have a Hume blue suit-ish thing, well, blue Under Armour, silver pauldrons, or kind of like shiny, not iron, shiny steel pauldrons. Hume, like I said, Rogadin with a great axe at his back, brownish leather armor. This guy's Thaler, Tom Heyler. I thought that was your voice, but was convinced my ears were playing tricks on me. It's good to see you again. I don't remember you. Vonard, the Rogadin. Didn't mean to eavesdrop, but we overheard you discussing the renegade poser. We've been searching for him for some time now. Don't remember you guys very well, or at all. There have been sightings in Lakeland, you see. Vonard and I have been tasked with getting to the bottom of it. We've little in the way of useful information, though. All we know is that he appears without warning and strikes a disturbing pose. Yeah, so he's not caused any harm, if you discount the shock of a strange man gesticulating in your general direction, that is. Nevertheless, we're worried his behavior might escalate. Have you been tasked with apprehending the miscreant as well? Not quite, Vonard. Mercy's come back to track down a missing friend. My options are, your miscreant, I regret to say, might be my friend. Or, I wouldn't call him a friend per se, but I too happen to be looking for a man prone to posing. Your miscreant, I regret to say, might be my friend. He's my friend. I'm okay with that. I'm not a dick. I don't hoard my friendship. Oops. If the man you're looking for might be one and the same, then why not work together? Between the three of you, you're bound to have better luck. I nod. It would be an honor and a great help. We were just about to leave to gather testimony as it happens. Come and join us in Sullen when you've finished here. We'll solve this mystery in no time. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Okay. 160 gets us out to the eastern part of Lakeland to Fort Job or Job. Jobb. Bravo, bravo. Bravo, bravo. That's probably... It's like... The other side might be close. I don't really know. I'm gonna go do this thing though. Anytime, well, not anytime, but most times when I see, if I'm the appropriate level for it, and I see one of these fates that has a plus to it, I'm gonna go do it. Bard would be good for it. In Crystarium, you start to get, in Crystarium zones, you start to get the bicolor gemstones, which are very useful. Let me get my Chocobo out. Wow, you are a hardy fellow. What's that about? I'm a level too low, but I'm geared. Always good to have these NPCs attacking with you, though. Getting close to done. Sorry for the delay. I think this is probably the last guy. Cool. Oops, wrong way. That's the only one I'll do if I see any more. For this video, at least. Okay, Bard will hit 71 tomorrow morning when I do a dungeon. Dancer will hit 71 probably in a couple dungeons. I've started to like to get up. I've always woken up about an hour earlier than I need to shower. And I have started to like come straight to the computer, do a dungeon, do some crafting that might be needed. For like 55 minutes, and then I do my little workout and shower, yeah. Why, yes, I saw someone like that when I was out picking mushrooms in the forest. He even spoke to me. I was repulsed at first by his form, but he only wanted to warn me that fell beasts lurk in the forest, and that I should be wary. This is a sullen woman tending to some fish on a rack. Contrary to appearances, I'd say he was actually quite gentlemanly. A little bit more to the east, a sullen elder. Why is everybody sullen? Oh, that fellow? I saw him the other day on the way home from Clearmelt. I'd enjoyed one too many libations after my bath and ended up wandering off into the forest. Before I knew it, the sun was dipping low and the sky turning dark, and I was beginning to wonder if I'd ever make it home. Then I felt a gentle tug at my arm. And would you believe it, this odd-looking man led me out of the forest and sent me back on the road. I thanked him profusely, but he said nothing in reply and just struck this pose and walked off. I thought he was about to demonstrate the pose. He said struck this pose, but he didn't. Is the last person in this house? We can't go in. Okay. Nope. Here we go. Sullen villager number 3. Did you see him? You bet I did. I see him? You bet I did. But I was crossing through the forest of the Lost Shepherd on my way to deliver fish to the Ostal Imperative. Out of nowhere, this odd man leapt in front of me. I thought he was a bandit at first, but then he abruptly turned to the side, curled his neck, and put his fist to his head as if to say, I don't know. It was baffling. I ran when I realized he wasn't going to do anything else. Posing and warning people of danger. Pretty base level. Here's Thaler talking to a young lady with Fonard as well. Finished questioning the locals, have you? Were you able to learn anything? I explained what I learned. Not only has the poser caused no harm, he's even helped people? So he's a gentleman, albeit a suspicious one. Something of a contradiction, you might say, but there's no reason to doubt what we heard. Everyone seemed to encounter him in the forest of the Lost Shepherd, right? Then that's where we'll look next, shall we? It is a little nice that they have incorporated the Crystarium zones in this re-upping of the Manderville questline. We'll pop over to... I still haven't figured out how to make a gear set that works for all of my mages, because they all share the same gear at level 100. Sorry, all of my ranged magical DPS, specifically. In this forest of purple, like instead of green grass and green bushes and such, everything's purple. That's Crystarium stuff for you. Thaler to finish this quest. Cutscene starts with a view of the very tall crystal tower. Camera pans down to us in the forest searching. Oh, by the way, the leaves and such of the trees are also purple, if you were unfamiliar. Well, here we are, but how exactly are we supposed to begin our search? These woods are, well, woods. I pat my chest a couple times. Like I got this look on my face. They look to each other. Got a plan, do you? Far be it from me to doubt the warrior of darkness. Show us what you've got in mind, and we'll back you up to the best of our ability. I start walking. Close my eyes, look down, head down a bit. Open them. My options are perform the Manderville or perform the Manderville Mambo. The Manderville Mambo is done as a group, so maybe that's the one to do. That's the one we learned most recently. Perform the Manderville Mambo. They are both very shocked. Jazz hands, kicks. End with a pose. Cutscene goes black. Now they're doing it with me. I bet there's... Hark, what familiar gentlemanly gyrations are these? What familiar gentlemanly gyrations are these? We hear the voice. We look around. Don't know where it's coming from yet. Is he a giant? What's going on here? Oh, he's up in a tree. Does he have angel wings? White angel wings he has. And a white tux. With gray pants. And the white painted face that he had in Kugane for a couple quests. With the rosy red cheeks. Light Warden, the Forgiven Gentleman. Oh no. He smiles. Jumps into the air. Wings spread wide. White flash of screen. But he falls. Hell, I guess he can't fly. Starts doing his poses. Smile, flash of teeth. On your guard, it's a sin eater, says Thaler. No, wait, that's no sin eater. I nod to Vaughn, whatever his name is. My options are, it's Hildebrand, or it's the Gentleman of Light. It's the Gentleman of Light. Gentleman of Light? Who is this Gentleman of Light of whom you speak? I am the Forgiven Gentleman, Devourer of Sins, Light Warden Extraordinaire. I shake my head no. My options are, you're not a Sin Eater, you're Hildebrand, the Gentleman Inspector. Or, you might occasionally moonlight as a zombie overlord, but trust me, you're a Gentleman Inspector. You might occasionally moonlight as a zombie overlord, but trust me, you're a Gentleman Inspector. He hand to head, thinking, Inspector, Sin Eater, Inspector, Sin Eater. This is causing him pain. You're acquainted with this, gentleman? I turn and explain something to him. Right then. Clearly your friend has been through a lot. But still, how did he get it in his head he's a Sin Eater? Is there no way to bring back his memories? Uh-oh. I nod my head. Fist in palm. Turn back to Hildy. Reach in my bag. Pull out one of Nashu's bombs. Everybody is shocked. Explosives? We're still trying to save him, right? I look up, smile. The fuse is lit. I start to run toward him. Throw it in like a curveball style. He's looking around trying to figure out where to go. He does a volleyball bump and like bumps it away. I go running, dashing after it. So does the Hume, whose name I forget. He dives to catch it. Gives another volleyball bump, a diving bump. This time the Rogadin gives a set. I love this. I'm glad I know these terms too. I jump high into the air, ready to spike it, and I spike it with like terminal velocity straight at Hildy. This cannonball coming right at him. It starts to glow fiery red. Hits him in the face. Explodes as he does a goofy smile right in his face. We see white feathers coming down. We see the black pants now. He is once again buried, torso in the ground, upper torso in the ground, legs sticking up. Both of the Hume and the Rogadin are mouth gaping like, what the hell? Wicked White, we've killed him, Thaler says. I'm like patting the air. No, calm down, we're good. His legs are starting to kick around. They are both very shocked. I'm walking toward him. He puts his knees on the ground, starts yanking, and gets himself up and out. His tux is back to black, tattered, though it may be. I say, Mercy, I had resigned myself to Nashu's ungentle methodology, but you too, my brutish friend? They're like mouths agape, eyes wide, shaking their heads, like, what is happening? But never mind that. I do not recall the world being quite so purple. Yeah. Starts doing his poses, this time pointing at his head. Previously, I was with Nashu and Greg, wandering the bizarre, shadowy realm known as the Interspectorial Rift. I get a little one of those flashbacks, as do the Hume and Rogadin. We see like comets, stars, whatever, falling from a cloudy, dark sky. You see the forest we're in right now, I think. Yeah. We see a portal of light on the ground. Hildy comes out. Tattered tux. Kind of a shiny white, like a ghostly white right now. Looking around. Where am I? Who am I? Looks at the dwarf that we just talked to at the The dwarf is running along a road. Dwarf. Hildy goes sprinting in Manderville fashion at the dwarf. Runs like right through him. Spinning her around. Turns, faces her. She has her, see, like, this is what I was describing, the dwarf head stuff, like a Viking helmet, big white beard. Ghostly, pale white Hildy starts doing his poses, flashing teeth. And the dwarf starts to back up. Giot, yeah. That's sickening light, that aggressive posturing. I know what you are. You're one of them, ain't you? He cocks his head. She starts powering up. What you need is a good old-fashioned dwarven decking. Powering up her fist. Like a lot of energy. Piss off, ghost! Piss off, ghost! And she launches like a Bigsby's hand, like a D&D term, like this giant fist at him, which carries him into a cliff face. She nods, walks away. He is buried torso deep in the rocky cliff wall, legs sticking out straight horizontally. And some time has passed. He's still sticking out. Legs still horizontal and straight. A white sin eater lands on him. Horse face, bird wing, or like bat wings, kind of bird wings. Kind of starts bouncing up and down on the legs. Bounces some more. Unsure what's going on. Hildy's like flexing his legs in kind of a dolphin kick. Like he's swimming. Only really his shoulders and head are buried in the rock. He starts to scissor his legs. Gets his hands against the rock wall. Wiggles his butt as he's trying to push himself out. Gyrations, weird hip movements are apparently alluring to this winged beast. Or freaking him out so that the beast flies away. The Sin Eater flies away. And Hildy falls to the... Run for your lives! It's a Sin Eater! Says some perturbed merchant. Talking about the white thing that's flapping away in the sky, Hildy looks at it as well. Gets a weird flash of the Sin Eater. A Sin Eater? He's on his butt, on the ground. I think our vision is over. Black screen, headache done. Back to present. Looking around, the others are clear of their headaches now. I'll be damned. I saw a vision of the man's past. No wonder he became convinced he was a Sin Eater. I saw it too. It was quite possibly the most ridiculous memory I've ever glimpsed. Yeah. Hildy's done posing. Answer me, my faithful assistant. Where are we, and why is it so purple? I explain where we are, and why it's so purple. The first what? Are you telling me we've somehow traveled to an entirely different world? He smiles to the two blokes with me. Good gods, to think that I have transcended the very boundaries of time and space. But worry not, my adoring fans. Hildebrand, agent of enquiry, inspector extraordinaire, will return to you forthwith. Starts doing his poses. Flashy smile. They just look to each other. And the camera pans away from us all to the cloudy sky. Excuse me. The sleeping gentleman is complete. 1303 gil. Are we going to have a little after scene? No, we're not. Alright, well, that's it for tonight for me. I gotta make sure that I remember that this quest is in Lakeland, so let me give Lakeland. Hildy, Vernard, Thaler, Pegasus, and myself. Oh, and Gigi, of course. We thank you for watching. We do so hope you've enjoyed. Last one for the night for me. Bye-bye for now. Bye.